as the 1866 obelisk comes crashing down.
When this obelisk came down, it was like a vault of history cracked open. Ghosts rushed out, not just from the past, but from the present too. I moved here in 2018 from Austin, Texas, and like many people walking through the plaza, I looked at this obelisk and didn't think much of it. Then 2020 happened.
And earlier tonight, as protesters gathered out here, they had covered this with a sign that said these monuments help keep racism alive.
Like everyone else, I was stuck at home, watching statues fall. Confederates, slaveholders, symbols of white supremacy. But in Santa Fe, the conversation was different. Santa Fe is the oldest capital in the United States. This comes as a surprise to a lot of Americans, including me. We're taught in school that American history starts on the East Coast. The Southwest barely shows up except as a backdrop to the Alamo or Manifest Destiny. But when it comes to the Civil War in New Mexico, I've learned that it's not so simple as Union versus Confederacy and North versus South. Here, the conflict is layered. Navajo, Pueblo, Apache, Mexican, Spanish, Anglo, Texan. This region has its own history of violence and resistance long before the Civil War arrived. This isn't a simple monument whose story is black and white. It's a multi-sided mirror showing who gets remembered, who gets forgotten, and what stories and myths we inherit from the past. Since the obelisk was toppled, the Soldiers' Monument has become one of the most controversial issues in town. So that's where I come in, not as a historian, but as a newcomer trying to understand the situation that I've walked into. Plus, I'm black, and I grew up with paintings of Buffalo soldiers on my wall. They were the black soldiers who helped settle the West. Also, my dad's a retired Navy chaplain of 30 years, so I grew up believing that the Union fought for freedom. This monument complicates that. It doesn't just memorialize soldiers who fought in battles with the Confederates, it also memorializes soldiers who fought in quote-unquote battles with the savage Indians. So I've started pulling on threads. I've started doing research. I've started reading books and interviewing people. And what I found is a tangled web of war and politics, myths and identity. So over the course of 7 short episodes, I'll be pulling on a different thread of this tapestry. Who this monument honors, who it harms, and the messy history that it sits on. So I'm going to start here, at the center of town, at the center of this conflict, and the reason why these plaques, these plinths, say what they say.